it's Cassie and welcome back to my channel. I don't know why it's super red there on my nose, so just ignore that. So today's video is going to be my April wrap up. I can't believe it's already May. It feels like it's been a couple weeks, but it's honestly been like a week and a half. I've been really busy and I didn't really get to read that much, and it kind of sucks. This month's video I think will be pretty quick because I did not read that much. And the books I read I can't really talk much about, but you'll see why. But let's just get right into the video. If you like it, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate both of those. Turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload from me. Here's my cat joining us for my wrap up. Hi, say hi. Check out my other channel if you would like to. It'll be in the description box below, and let's just get into the video. So the first book I read this month was one of the Pretty Little Liars books. This one is called Heartless. Obviously I can't really talk all that much about this because it's literally in the middle of the series. I gave this book 4 stars. I thought it was pretty good actually. It was a good size. I like when these books are, like this one's 274 pages, and I feel like around there, within 30 pages of there, it's a good length for these type of books. Some of the ones that are like into 300 pages, over 300 pages, just feel like they're too long, which sounds stupid because it's not that long of a book, but like there could be stuff taken out of the book. I read the prequel before I started reading these books, which I feel like was kind of a mistake, but that's okay, whatever. I think who A is really, really obvious in this book, but it also, again, just could be because I read the prequel. I feel like if I didn't read the prequel, I still probably could have guessed who A is, especially there's lots of hints. This is kind of a spoiler, not really a spoiler. Hannah gets sent to, it's called the Preserve, or Addison Preserve or something, and it's like for people who are struggling with eating disorders and stuff like that, and like many other things. She got sent there, and there's so many clues there that it's like really obvious, I think. And another big character from the shows is killed off in this book, and I just think it's insane that like how much they're killed off in these books and not in the show. I did read that some of the people who were killed off at the beginning of in the first couple books, the showmakers just really liked the actors and actresses and the character, possibly what the character could become, so that's why they weren't killed off. But I feel like it would have also added a lot more drama and like craziness to the show if they at least killed off one of these characters. Like these are 3 characters and none of them are ever killed off in the show, and the one that's killed off in this book, I would have been fine if they would have been killed off in the show, which sounds rude, but like I didn't like the character. So there's a bunch of drama with like Spencer's parents, which kind of sounds stupid, but it's like realization of why it changes a lot for Spencer and sets a lot up for Spencer in the next book. I gave it 4 stars. I think it was pretty good and like better than the past books have been. Then I read Wanted from the series. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I really liked it. This has like the big reveal that I knew from the prequel, so I'm really happy that that was finally revealed, and now I have no idea what's gonna happen in the future. I read somewhere, I think it was on Goodreads, that this is supposed to be the last book in the series. This book ties up everything. It's like a big A reveal. It's a big reveal about Allie and the truth about her and the truth about her death, like who killed her. This is like a huge book, and I think it was really good. I really liked it because I think for the most part I liked how everything was tied up. It was definitely one of the better books, but I find it very weird. I don't know how to say this without, well, I guess if you've watched the show, it doesn't really spoil it, so skip ahead like 30 seconds if you don't want to hear any spoilers. But basically Allie comes back in some way, which she does in the show, but it's more complicated but I just find it so weird that in these books they talk major crap about Allie and how she was as a friend, and as soon as she's back they follow her to the ends of the earth and believe everything she says. So I just like, I mean, they are teenagers, so like it's understandable, but not understandable, but like you kind of expect that. But this is, they talk major crap throughout the whole series, and then she's back and they just follow her like it's nothing. And it honestly made me more excited about the rest of the series because now I knew the big twist was out of the bag and I knew what happened already to Allie. So now the rest of the series is kind of a surprise to me. I took a break from reading Pretty Little Liars and I read Good Girl Bad Blood from Holly Jackson, which is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I did a reading vlog on this. It's gonna be up after this because I gotta get these time sensitive videos out first, but I did a reading vlog on this, so watch out for that. It'll probably be next week's video. I will do a little bit of a spoiler for that video. I gave this 3 stars. I did not really enjoy it. The first one's much better, but I also still didn't really love the first book. The first 100 pages are quite boring, not very like gripping at all, but I will say I was quite engaged after those 100 pages. But this twist, the twist of this book is so annoying. I hated the twist of this book, the big reveal, whatever. For me, I'll say with mysteries, I don't want to be able to guess it, but it also should have some clues to the big twist in the book. But this book, there is no single possible way, no, maybe one, the tiniest clue, but it's not even a clue, it's the tiniest sentence made you could maybe guess what the twist is, but it's literally impossible, and I don't like that. It comes out of absolutely nowhere, and it's like the rest of the book was a waste because there was no hints towards this twist. That's why I didn't overly really like this. It wasn't a bad book, but that's the kind of mystery I don't like. You should be able to guess it, but you don't want to guess it, but like if you could look back at it and be like, oh, it was possible for me to guess it. If that makes any sense. Pip was, in this book, she struggles with being likable or whatever. She wants to be likable. And so, but then she realizes that she shouldn't want to be likable. She just should want to be her or whatever. I don't really know. But she literally is so unlikable. She does the opposite of character development. She is literally backtracking. She becomes a way worse person. And it's not even just being likable. It's just she's becoming like not a good person. So I didn't really like that. She's just like mean to everyone at some point. It's not even that she's unlikable, because whatever, who cares what other people think, but she's just becoming like a bad person. I still will read the 3rd book because I am like that. I just have to. Is this a series I think you need to get into? No. Not really at all, but it was not it. Then I read Twisted in the 24-hour readathon from Mel Reed's Jaleesa, found in a bookmark. Books and More with Kristen G, and Christine from Any Endings was there a little bit. So this was gonna be the first month that I actually fully did the readathon, or like mostly did the readathon, and I was gonna do a vlog. But that kind of failed because I had to start work on the Monday, so I didn't want to stay up all 24 hours, but then I thought I would still do a lot of but I honestly just did Mel's sprints, and I think half of Jaleesa's and half of Kristen's, because I slept in through Kristen's. So I didn't really achieve my goal, but eventually I will do a 24-hour readathon. I really want to. It's just things keep getting in the way. But I did read 1 book in it, and that's Twisted from the Pretty Little Liars series. I actually gave this book 5 stars. So this is the first book in the new part of the series, since they ended what was supposed to be the end of the book series. This is the first book in the new part. And I don't know if I just liked it so much because I have no idea what this new storyline is, because I knew the storyline of the first one, but this book is so different from the show and everything, so I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I really like this book. We're introduced to a character named Claudia, and I hate her. She's honestly the worst. It is because I've always wanted, in the book and in the TV show, I always wanted Noel and Arya just to work out. Like, that was just always, I just wanted them, not even to be like forever, but I wanted them to give it a real try, see their relationship in the book or in the story. But now they're introducing another character that's gonna try and ruin that relationship. And I just hate that. Just let them be. So at the end of the last couple books, the girls are finally becoming friends again. They're actually spending time together, especially at the end of the last book. But then they go to Jamaica, and there's this, what the whole new story is about, I guess. They go to Jamaica and an accident happens, and there's this big secret between the girls, and this causes them to grow apart again. And it just kind of sucks because, like, I just want them to be friends. Like, that's part of the really good part of the TV show, is they are really good friends in all of the book, or in all of the seasons. You know, there's parts where they, like, kind of are not talking to each other or whatever, but these books is like they're just so separate that I just want them to be more of a group of friends. But anyways, so Emily makes a new friend named Chloe, who just moved to town, and her dad is so creepy, and I don't know why they have so many creepy characters in these books. Like, he is literally a pedophile. And like sexually assaulted people. So like, and then Chloe's like mad at Emily, this is kind of a spoiler, but Chloe's like mad at Emily because her dad kissed Emily. And like, that's just, ugh, I hate that. But also, Chloe knows that her dad had cheated in the past, or possibly had cheated in the past, but she's still mad at Emily. Somehow it's Emily's fault. Spencer has a potential step family happening, and that storyline is so weird to me. She's like kind of in love with her potential stepbrother, but then he's like saying he's gay, and then he's kissing her, and then it's just like, I don't like that portrayal, because, or whatever that storyline is. I don't know, I just think it was kind of weird that they like used that storyline. And then Spencer like tells his dad that he's possibly gay. Like, his dad is like gonna beat him, or is like beating him, and then Spencer blurs that out, and that's awful. And she's like, I thought it was good of me to do that. When would that ever be okay for you to do that? Okay, the next two things that I have are, like, this is all kind of spoilers right here. If you don't want to know what happens, skip ahead until, I don't know. It turns out that there was clues to this, so I kind of had a feeling, but Emily is pregnant at the beginning of this book when they're in Jamaica, and honestly, I thought she was pregnant in those clues, but I thought she went and maybe got an abortion or something. But it turns out she went to the city and stayed with her sister and had the baby and gave the baby up for adoption, which is so weird that they would, like, it was just kind of brushed over. It was not really explained, so I'm wondering if it'll be more prevalent in the next few books, but it isn't very in this book. But I just think that's so crazy because it's just like so different from the TV series. Also, Hannah's storyline in this is boring and stupid. So she goes and takes a picture with this photographer, and they're kind of, she's like in this moment thinking about all this stuff in her head, and her shirt goes down like that, and like her bra strap is sticking out, and her dad is running for Senate or something, to be a senator, I don't really know. And so this creep taking the photos is like, if you don't give me $10,000, I'm gonna leak these photos, and that won't be good for your dad. So Hannah steals money from her dad and gets this guy that works for him fired because she says it was him. But the fact is, she thinks that her dad will hate her if these photos get out, but in my opinion, I feel like if she went and told her dad that this creep was using her, it could be a story for them to become closer, and he would pay more attention to her because he'd feel bad that she was like preyed on by this creep, which he should be, but like in these books we know, in the show, the parents are kind of terrible, so maybe that wouldn't have happened, but I just think she gave the guy the money instead of telling her dad, so I just think it was like kind of stupid. Okay, now I just wanted to, this book I'm not finished, but I thought I'd quickly mention, I did read half of Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens in April. I just didn't finish it, but if you watched my TBR, I am pushing this into May as well. I'm not like obsessed with this so far, but I do want to finish it. But some people will really love this book, so I am excited to see what happens in the rest of the book. Right now, it's just kind of like 3 stars because it's good. Like, it's good, but I'm not like obsessed with it. It also takes so much work for me personally to read it. I feel like I have to be so you know, some books you can kind of just be like, meh, meh, like reading it, but like you're not super in, I don't know how to word it, like all my attention has to be on this book, whereas other books I can be like not fully attentive to the book as I'm reading it. But this book I literally feel like I'm missing something every sentence if I'm not like really into it. I did read half of this, but my review of it will be in my May wrap up because I still have half of the book to read. But yeah, that is all the books I read in April. Let me know down below what books you read in April and if you enjoyed them, what your thoughts on them are. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them as well. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both of those would mean the world to me. Make sure to turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload from me. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you would like. They're on the screen and in the description box below. And go check out my other channel, which will also be in the description box below. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!